Feels good on the helm. The boat is perfectly balanced. Yeah, looks like a good reach to Las Perlas.
How's over there?
What are they?
Pelicans, I think.
Well, these are the Las Perlas Islands, the pearls, and in front of us is Il Chapera, which was recommended by our mates on the catamaran Infinity.
This morning's task is to clean the bottom of the boat. So Galapagos needs the boat completely clean underneath. We'll do it here, and we'll probably need to do it around 50 miles out of Galapagos, which is a bit surprising. It'll take a week to get to Galapagos, but apparently the waters are so nutrient rich that everything grows back, and we're going to have to jump in and clean it off again.
Well, that's it. We're leaving La Chapera. Next stop, Galapagos.
What do you want from my life?
What more would you want? Hell, we're going to Galapagos, guys.
I'm going to be picky and say that I want more than 5.5 months a week.
That's a good one.
And that's about it.
Yep. Smooth seas.
Yep.
How long they are.
All right.
Stages of the journey.
Well, it's a pretty crazy start to the afternoon. Evan's catching up with some reading, Dean and Elle are starting to cook, and Aiden's just going through his distance edge.
I want to remember this sunset. I'm calling it the minimalist sunset. So I'm watching a show called The Minimalists, about two American guys who decided to get rid of all the crap that didn't make them happy and just live very simply. So it just made me laugh. We're living together on a boat, good food, good company, sunset. What more could you want?
How's it going?
Good. Just took side of the local apparent nude, so I'll check my calculations. In 5 minutes we should know what our latitude is. So I was quite late on time when I took the measurements, and turns out I'm 30 nautical miles off the actual latitude. Next time I'll be better.
Alright, something on the line.
Finally got our first fish.
Well, no.
Well, hang on, this is
Still
our
on the boat yet.
third. This is our third fish. We've got to land this thing, Phil.
Whoa, whoa! Yep, that's a fish. That is a fish.
Hooray!
I'm already hungry.
Oh, fishy. Alright, let's kill it quickly. I think it's.
You just want to see what it's at.
I think it's dead, but there's just a couple of quivers. It's just dead things do that.
Yeah.
Catch of the day. It's, what is it? Bonito, is it? I don't know the species of the oceans.
Is it?
Should be delicious, whatever it is.
Very unusual colour.
An hour
Right.
ago, that fish was
Yeah, go for the right.
alive, and now we're feasting on it.
How is it?
Delicious.
Delicious.
Delicious. You can taste that.
The freshness.
That sense of the ocean. That flavor of iodium in every bite.
Well, the wind is slowly dying on us. We are entering the intertropical convergence zone, the ITCZ, also known as the doldrums. So for the next few days, the wind's just going to die off and shift from coming from the north and a downwind attack through to shifting from the south, and then we'll be close hauled.
This has been our second day, and we've had a bit of everything. We've had upwind, downwind, big winds up to 24 knots with 2 reefs, and now as evening's coming, it's very calm, 5.2 knots. And luckily we are between beam and upwind, which Tranquilo loves. She's in her element. She's doing 4 knots in 5.2 knots of breeze. So it's pretty good compared with a lot of boats. Dynamo. Did you sleep well?
Well, it's the next day and we're still deep in the intertropical convergence zone, the doldrums, and winds remain light. They've just picked up enough that we can do a bit of sailing. But apart from light winds, the other aspect of the doldrums is you get really big thunderstorms. Now the one thing that really scares me, apart from big waves, strong winds hitting a reef, is lightning. Here we are quite exposed and we are the tallest thing on the sea, so the chances of getting hit by lightning are small but still there. And if we get hit by lightning, it will fry all the electronics on the boat.
So there's a huge fish on the line, and I was the only one upstairs when I heard the on the fishing line.
Well spotted.
Well heard.
You want to eat it?
Maybe a
It
tuna.
has a yellowish.
Oh yeah.
That looks like a mahi.
Oh, it's got another one. It's got a mate.
It's big enough that we're just going to take another 5 minutes to tire it out.
Oh, the boys are going to hate me for saying this, but I kind of hope this one gets away because there's a mate next to it. I don't know much about these fish. I'm guessing he's the guy and she's the smaller one might be his lady friend. She's got blue fins.
Evan and I reckon that we should just catch the female as well.
Oh yeah. His mate. Yeah.
If this one is a
guess so.
male and the other one is a female, we don't really know.
Well, I hate to say it, the fish got away. Evan pulled it in, but it still had a lot of life to it, which is a good thing. And just pulled and the line snapped. Live and learn. Hey, Evan?
Another hard lesson learned. Bottom line, patience, patience, patience. Never let excitement carry you away.
Oh.
At least half an hour until you attempt to bring any big fish up on the deck.
Sorry to interrupt you, but you've got dolphins. Wow, that was something unbelievable. Never seen anything like it. Just as we're talking about fish that get away, dolphins right behind Evan, just bouncing right after. I guess it's a school of fish. Amazing.
Be careful what you wish for. I think the boys are a bit annoyed with me. I'm making amends by rigging up a new lure This time we're going to catch fish that doesn't have a mate, and then I won't feel bad.
Well, we're gunning it down south on engine because I'm concerned that we're still in the doldrums and there's definitely clouds that look like they might be thunder clouds gathering around us. Well, I think we might have just got south past the worst of them, but yeah, for a while there, yeah, it wasn't looking too good. We have a new pet on board. It's like watching David Attenborough in action.
Just had a great photo shoot with a bird on the bow of the boat, completely unaffected, couldn't care less that we were near it, and just kept cleaning itself and looking back and looking around, and got lots of great photos, hopefully.
The last night was relatively uneventful, mainly just dodging what looked like cloud and storm systems and just taking with the wind. We also passed the island of Malepo, which just rises straight out of the ocean up to 300 meters. It seriously looks like just a lost island that you could easily imagine King Kong living on. And unfortunately now the clouds have finally caught up to us. We are going through a bit of rain, the wind's dropped a bit, and yeah, there's thunder around us, mainly off the back, so we should be good for now. But anyway, no point worry about it now, it's just a matter of grinning and bearing it.
Should have unreefed a bit earlier. Turned out to be a 45-minute cup of tea. This was advice given to Phil and me back in La Linea, sailing instructor, who said if you think about reefing, just reef. Thinking about unreefing, go away and have a cup of tea. Yeah, we're now got about 12, 13 knots of wind and we have had 45 minutes. Full sails.
This feels like one of those social studies they did back in the 60s, 70s, where they showed that people, as they live closer to a volcano, are less and less worried about it actually erupting. It feels very much the same, where I was worried yesterday about the thunderclouds and dodging them, but now that we are amongst it all, there's really little point worrying about it. As I think as Confucius said, why worry? If you can do something about it, then do it. If you can't do something about it, then there's no point worrying about it, so why worry? I think it was Confucius.
Today pretty challenging. We've been going upwind. I mean, most of this trip is upwind. It's actually going to be the longest upwind stretch of our whole Tranquilo journey. And today started in the wee hours by actually going backwards for a while. We were concerned about a storm, and this whole area off the Panamanian coast is renowned for lightning strikes. Just been going slowly, bashing into the wind, and we've got this massive up to 2.8 knot current against us. We've never had that before, so that instantly takes off a half to a third of our boat speed. It's amazing how much better you can feel after a couple of hours of night watch. I'm just here relaxing with Aiden. Forced myself to step away from the boat controls for a while. I don't think it's healthy just standing there and tweaking everything.
It's great to see the sun again. We've finally come out of the thunderstorm section of the doldrums, and yeah, just a fantastic feeling. Best part is we don't have to worry about lightning strikes anymore, so yeah, woohoo!
Today's a little bit different to the last 2 days. We've got great wind, and it's actually where we want it to be. So it's coming off, we're at about 50 degrees, the wind flying along at 8.2 knots. It just went up to 8.5, which is the theoretical max for this boat, and then it hit 8.6. So yeah, we're going fast. And even more exciting, today we're going to celebrate 10,000 nautical miles on Tranquilo.
Afternoon delight. Elle has very kindly made caramelized bananas and porridge. And we don't want to think how the bananas looked before they were cooked, but they taste unbelievably now if you close your eyes. But thank you very much.
Well, that's okay for Dean. I already know they taste fabulous.
There was some forewarning from Aiden. He came up and said to Dean, now it's going to look terrible, but it tastes fantastic.
Fabulous.
Fabulous. Get some coconut on top. Well, good morning on this fine morning.
Good morning.
This morning we have sun to the south and cloudy to the north, and they're split just right by the sun. Looks like yin and yang. And we also have some company again. We have the boobies, the red-footed boobies up front on the bow, and we've just seen how hotly contested the bow is because the boobie on the rock and anchor is fending off the others. But we did notice a couple of boobies managed to land on the guardrail, and they're now performing a tightrope walk on the guardrail. So what do you reckon they like the bow of the boat?
All the gannets on the rock now, all the guardrails, or even the deck, they don't have to flap at all. They just need to balance.
Yeah, just taking time out and grooming themselves, having a rest. Just like us. Lazy day. Tranquilo is such a joy to sail. When I started night watch, we had the engine going. Wind was down to about 3 knots. And then as soon as it hit 6, thought, right, let's put in neutral, and sure enough, sailing along fine. We've also got a nice wind angle, beam reach. So yeah, doing that 4.8, 5 knots. And it is such a gorgeous evening. There's a few birds, I'm pretty sure they're the boobies again, just off on my starboard side. And then the stars, I wish I could show you the stars. So feeling very, very happy.
The wind's back, it's now mostly from the east, which means it's off our quarter. So we've taken advantage of it and put the spinnaker out. Now, as you know, I've got a bit of a love-hate relationship with that spinnaker. It can be a beast to handle, especially as the wind picks up and it's hard to furl in. But right now, it's just acting beautifully.
Yeah. Let's look professional. Let's go like this. Smile to the camera.
Taking video.
Yeah, okay.
Salad better be good because my arms are burning and I've discovered beetroot takes forever to grate. I'm used to doing this at home with a food processor, but it's very healthy. It's got beetroot, carrot, apple, walnuts, pistachios, a little bit of lime juice, olive oil, balsamic, and blood, sweat and tears. So enjoy it, everybody. Because it ain't happening again.
Really good. Really good.
I'm a bit biased, I think it's worth it.
7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Oi, ye Pollywogs! We are about to cross the great equator for the first time by sea. In honor of the great Lord of the Oceans, King Neptune, in order to placate him and ensure that he continues to look benevolently on our voyage on the great ship Tranquilo, in these frigid waters born from the oceans of the icebound Antarctica, it is you who will swim around the yacht Tranquilo in a lap. Are you ready, Pollywogs?
I'm ready!
We stand ready, oh captain, my captain.
Let's go, Pollywogs!
3, 2, 1.
Quickly, the current!
Made it!
It is a moment I'll never forget. Woo!
Okay, my turn.
So,
Do a long jump!
Aha!
Quickly! Current! Oh!
No, it's somehow much easier on the way back and harder on the way up.
Wah! Wah! Woohoo!
No Gatorade for all of you. Well, you have looks very good.
We're also getting rid of the last of the food that we can't bring into Galapagos. Eggs, apples, that kind of stuff.
It also looks like
está animado, o que eu quero é sambar.
If you like this video, please click like below and subscribe to follow our adventures.